Thank you, Alan. So appreciate your words. And it sounded like you agree with me now that we all went to a better medical school than you did. It's an important moment. Most importantly, though, I do want to thank Alan for many things, but I want it to be extremely focused. Alan has relentless strength and a steady hand, and this was very much needed in the last 12 years. Extremely important. Alan, you've been a wonderful partner. We shared a common vision, and in doing that, we knew that Einstein could go to an even higher level. We were convinced of that, we saw the pathway, and we never deviated. We knew that what Einstein had is, again, sitting right here, the very best students, who, by the way, can't wait to get their degrees and for these comments to be over. But I want to say, let's applaud them again. And we want to see how many kids you have that come up with you. So, yes, the class has changed, and there are now more women than men. It wasn't the case when I went there, but there are many, many other improvements, including the diversity of this class, and the ones for many years as a steady goal. It's an amazing school. And Alan also worked on diversifying and strengthening science, which was always the key ingredient at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. He's accomplished so much. He was very concerned about your education. He was also committed to what Albert Einstein was committed to, a medical school that had, as a unique ingredient at that time, a pillar or a sense of social justice. And that is part of Einstein, and it is unique, and it's been that way since the inception. I want to also acknowledge that these have been difficult times. And Alan, during those very difficult times, always stayed calm, was always somebody that I could talk to, that we could work together. We kept our eyes on the prize, and we really got there. So what I want to say is that I think Harry Zimmerman and Albert Einstein are somewhere looking down upon you and thankful for what you accomplished, Alan. Thank you. I want to recognize Roger Einiger and Ruth Gottesman, two very important people. Roger leads the board of Einstein, and whatever Ruth says, I do. Because whatever Ruth says is the right thing, and always the right thing. I also want to thank Rabbi Ari Berman. He's unique, and he brings a fresh look at everything. And he's working very hard and very creatively, and we're doing that together to create a new partnership in a new way, and we're going to be there. And I'm certain of that. So thank you. Thank you, Ari. That is a very important ingredient as we are on the verge of being degree granting, which is an important moment for the school for many, many reasons, and very exciting, and YU is part of that future. We're going to be working with them closely. So now I have the honor of introducing Dr. Gordon Tomaselli, who I know for 40 years, Arthur Cozen knows for 40 years, and my wife knows for 40 years because we were all in the same class. I'm not sure the three of us would have gotten into this class today So I'm thankful we even did it way back when. But I got to say that when you know somebody in that period of time, you really know them. It was very collegial in those days. We didn't study for tests. I know you never did. We studied to learn. We had the most incredible teachers. They cared about us. They were with us. And we all knew each other's strengths and values. And Gordon was absolutely impeccable. He really was, in my opinion, Arthur, I'm sorry, he was the smartest guy in our class. But he was smart with a sense of gravity and a sense of vision, and he cared about the Bronx. His grandmother lived to the rest of her life in the Bronx. So in a way, he's from the Bronx. He's a homeboy. Arthur went to other places like UCSF, then found this place called Johns Hopkins, and for many, many years, for most of his career, he was there. He rose to be the chief of cardiology, both at the med school and in the clinical arena. He scored high on every aspect of what one would want as a leader. He created novel new techniques for care and did groundbreaking research that has led to important findings. He intends to continue to do much of that. He cares deeply about education. He's very, very convinced that we attract some of the finest students in the country. And he also shares that special ingredient of Einstein, which is a commitment to social justice and what's right. And that's very important in these very challenging and difficult times. He will again be a steady hand like Alan was. So I want to just say that when I think about Einstein and I think about what's closest to us out there as another medical school, I think of Johns Hopkins. They provide care for arguably, anybody ever see The Wire? That's the neighborhood. And they take care of patients like we take care of patients. They take care of anybody that walks through those doors, and they provide them world-class care. And they've been very cutting edge about taking on social justice responsibilities, taking over failing public hospitals, working in the community, and working with that population. And of course, they have been leaders in science. Gordon comes to us with that background, and he comes to us with a reputation in this country that is hard to match. So I would like everybody to give Gordon a welcoming handshake, and have you here.